jerseys with blue sleeves. Oregon. Listen, Scott Searles, the head coach for Melrose, can tell you, and I obviously can tell you about how basically the Lexington Blue Sox are the Oregon of New York City. Like at one point we had more uniforms than the rest of the league combined. Like we got 2 whites, 3 navy blues, a red, a black, a camo, and a Carolina.
He's like talking about boys out there. Huh? No, he's just working on it. Well, my other work mom is Nicole, she's like, she literally bosses me. Like, she's my mom. I'll say like, oh, I like this boy. She looks at him and I like him. So date him. get my chair? It's a lot.
From Greater Lowell Tech in Tingsboro, Mass., this is MIAA Baseball on LSP. Today, it's the Division II North quarterfinal between the number 11 seed Melrose Red Raiders with a record of 11-9 and the number 3 seed Greater Lowell Gryphons with a record of 16-5. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story alongside Max Hooven on camera. Melrose coasted to a 6-1 victory over the number 6 seed East Boston in their first-round matchup. Greater Lowell had a much tougher time needing to go to 11 innings to defeat Salem 4-3 in that game. Today's starter, Brian Boja, pitched 7 innings, and here he is on 3 days rest back on the mound, working at most 4 innings according to the Greater Lowell coaching staff, but they will need him against this Melrose team that's already defeated one single-digit seed on the road and looking to upset another. Of course, Melrose out of the very tough Middlesex League. And we'll see how Boja will handle
this test of the Red Raiders, led by first-year head coach Scott Searles, who, if you have watched Blue Sox baseball on LSP over the past several years, you know that he is the starting shortstop for the Wakefield Merchants. So here is Scott Searles' lineup for the Melrose Red Raiders in the red jerseys with red caps, white letters and numbers, and white pants. Matt McDonough is going to lead it off in center field, followed by Matt Morrissey at second. Liam Crovo is behind the plate. Harry Kelly is at first. Cam Gorman is in left. Cole Lappler is at third. Zach McGuire is in right. Pat Cohen is the DH, and Kevin Nickerson rounds out the lineup at short. On the mound for the Melrose Red Raiders will be Brandon McSorley, and this is the Greater Lowell lineup he will face. Eric Arosis is going to lead it off at short, followed by Jake Trzynski in left. Jeremy Graves behind the plate. Cole Blades is at third. Brian Boja is on the mound. Riley Stice is at first. Matt Gaudette is the DH. Ben Bardzik is the right fielder. Ryan Hickey is in center, and the flex player not batting is the second baseman, Connor Lagasse. Boja with a team-high 6 wins on the year for the Gryphons, and on 3 days rest, he will hope to pitch the Gryphons to a victory and a place in the MIAA Division II North Baseball semifinals, where they will face the winner of St. Mary's Lynn and Belmont. That game going on right now at Frazier Field in Lynn. So here is Matt McDonough, the left-handed hitting shortstop, to lead things off against the left-hander Brian Boja. Boja peers in for the sign. He'll work exclusively from the stretch. And the first pitch at 4:13 is in there for strike one. We are underway. Oh, 1 pitch. In the dirt, ball 1. Fastball changeup mostly from Boja. He comes set. And the 1-1. Strike 2. McDonough taking all 3 pitches here to begin the at-bat. Now he's going to have to protect the plate. The 1-2. Off-speed pitch, dribbled down the first base line. Will be fielded by Boja. He'll underhand to the first baseman, Stice. And there's the first out of the ball game. So McDonough is retired, and that brings up the second baseman, Matt Morrissey. Morrissey eschewing the batting gloves, standing in from the right side, looking down at the third base coach's box, seeing if there's anything from Scott Searles. Doesn't look like he's making any moves here, so Boja will peer in for the sign. Comes set. And the pitch way outside for ball 1. Greater Lowell in the Vogue tournament, as that's in there for strike 1. Lost the semifinals to Diamond down in Fall River. This is driven into left field, and this will be caught by the left fielder Trzynski for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Boja, and that brings up the catcher Liam Crovo, one of the co-captains for the Red Raiders. And Crovo and the man on deck, the cleanup man, Kelly, the co-captains. And that's exactly who you want as your captains, batting in those slots. That's high for ball 1. The Red Raiders a couple of years ago, interesting story, as this has popped up, and that'll get behind us, and that'll make it strike 1. Interesting story, a couple of years ago, the Melrose Red Raiders ditched the dream catcher from their Circle M logo in the ongoing debate about Native American imagery in school sports logos, as that's fouled off to make it 1 and 2. And the Natick High changed their name from the Red Men to the Red and Blue to the Red Hawks. But Billerica sticking by the Indians name, and Tewksbury sticking by the Red Men name. The 1-2, off-speed pitch misses. 2 and 2. It's kind of a floating changeup. Super 8 action, North Andover leading Catholic Memorial 2-0 after 1. Of course, North Andover with the big upset over Franklin in the first game of the Super 8. Boja comes set. And the pitch. This is chopped to the left side. Picked up by the shortstop, on to first, one-hop throw, held on to by the first baseman, Stice. First out of the reach of Blades, but Erosis bailed him out, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3, top of the first for Boja. Melrose nothing. Great Lowell coming up after half an inning. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. Brandon McSorley, a 6'4" right-hander, junior for Melrose. Fastball will range between 82 and 83. Also throws a curveball at 74 to 75, a changeup at 74 to 76, and a slider at 71 to 74. Greater Lowell winning their first round game after being eliminated by Reading in the early rounds last year. And that was at home. Reading was down 4-2 going into the top of the 7th and came back against Boja in that game last year. So after a 1-2-3 top of the first, let's see what Erica Rosas can do for the Gryphons leading off the bottom of the first. Righty against righty here in the bottom of the first, and the first pitch is taken low for ball 1. Greater Lowell bench making a lot of noise as this is popped up into foul grounded out of play to make it 2-1. Ball 4, a 5-pitch walk, worked by Erosis to begin the bottom of the first. Here is Jake Trzynski, the left fielder. Trzynski looking into the dugout. Throw over to first. Ball bounces as it gets into first, and Arocious back safely. In there for strike one. McSorley ahead 0-1. Small lead at first, but throw back to first and back safely is Arocious. Bunt is popped up, but it gets foul and down. So that'll make it 0-2. So Trzynski, any other thought he had of bunting has been wiped out. Arocious gets his lead at first. Gets a glare from McSorley. And the pitch. Ball one, no, strike three, excuse me. Have a silent strike three call from the home plate umpire, but Trzynski is down on 3 pitches. And here is Jeremy Gray, 3-year starter behind the plate for the Gryphons, doesn't want this to be his last game. Righty against righty, and the pitch taken for strike one. Number 3 seed Gryphons, number 11 seed Red Raiders. Fouled off. And now Gray behind 0-2. Called strike, foul off. That's in the pattern the last 2 at-bats. This one and Trzynski. Sorley will throw over to first, and back safely is Arocious. Haven't had a ball in play yet this inning. The pitch. This is slapped up the middle. Could be 2, fielded there to the second baseman for 1. On to first. Not in time. Gray hustles down the first base line to beat out the fielder's choice. The force of Arocious goes 6-4. And there are 2 down for Cole Blades, the team's leading hitter, at .358, the junior third baseman. Low for ball one. Strike, throw back to first, and back safely is Gray. Low for ball two. Popped up, and this will get out of play to even the count at 2. First of 4 games this week here on LSP. We'll have Blue Sox baseball from Malden Catholic Tuesday and Wednesday. As Tuesday, the Blue Sox will take on the Malden Mad Dogs. This is an excuse me swing pop-up, fouled off. That'll be at 7:40 p.m. Then we'll have the Blue Sox taking on their arch rivals, the Andre Chiefs. Wednesday night at 7:55. And then Friday night, Blue Sox will take on the Wakefield Merchants at Lexington High. That game also at 7:55. McSorley comes set, runner goes, the pitch is high for ball 3. Throw down to second is not in time. It skips away from the shortstop, Nickerson, and it'll be a stolen base. So runner in scoring position. Three and 2 the count as Gray picks up the steal. And this is grounded to the left side through the third baseman's glove. Around third and coming in to score is Gray. Gryphons lead 1-0. Cole Blades comes up huge with a full count and 2 out in the inning. So let's see what Brian Boja can do. Boja with 2 home runs this year. And the left-hander with a very inviting, very short right field fence. Almost like Fenway Park. That's outside for ball 1. Off of first is Blades. The pitch. Taken for strike 1 to even the count. So Cole Blades with a very important first run of the ball game. Strike 2. Wow. That turned Boja inside out. Turned away from it and he got the bad news. 1-2 the count. And the pitch popped foul and out of play. Just barely fouled off by Boja. Walk, fielder's choice, stolen base, and a 2-out, 2-strike base hit by Blades have given the Gryphons a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. McSorley looks at first, comes set, and comes home with it. This is grounded to the right side, fielded there by the second baseman Morrissey, on to first for the out that retires the side. But the Gryphons strike first with 1 run on 1 hit and 1 left. After 1 complete, Gryphons 1-0 over the Red Raiders. This is MIAA Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. Other MIAA scores, Wachusett and Leominster tied scoreless after 2 in baseball. Belmont and St. Mary's scoreless after 2. Triton leads Essex Tech 9-0 in softball after 4. Medway leading their baseball game 5-0 after 1.5. D3 South boys lacrosse semifinal, Nantucket and Cohasset about to get underway. So here we go to the top of the second. It'll be the middle third of the order due up for Melrose, Harry Kelly, Cam Gorman, and Cole Lepler. Kelly, the right-handed first baseman, standing in against the left-handed throwing Brian Bojo. Got through the first inning, 1-2-3. 2 groundouts and a flyout to left. Gryphons with the all-important first run here in this quarterfinal in the bottom of the first, coming with a full count pitch with 2 outs. The first pitch from Boja is in there for strike 1. This is driven into left center field, and this will be off the base of the wall. Kelly's on his way to second with a leadoff double. And the sizable Melrose contingent loves it. First hit of the ball game for Melrose puts the tying run in scoring position. And Cam Gorman looking down at the third base coach's box to see what's up. Ball 1. Gorman with a base hit could tie this ball game here. We're in the high stirrups. Throw back to second, and back safely is Kelly. He's going to square to bunt, and he fouls it off to even the count at 1. Off-speed pitch, high and away, and it's 2-1. Hitters count here for Gorman. Tying run out there at second with nobody out here in the top of the second. Boja comes set. The pitch, high for ball 3. put Gorman on, you at least set up the double play ball with the number 6 hitter Lepler due up. Strike 2 to fill the count. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball downstairs, and there's one down. First strikeout of the game for Boja. One down, and that brings up Cole Lepler, the third baseman. Lepler, a junior. And the first pitch to him is a changeup in the dirt for ball 1. Manchester Essex baseball leads Lowell Catholic 3-0. In softball, Central Catholic leading Medford 6-0 in the 5th. Throw back to second. It goes into center field, but it's backed up by the second baseman, Lagasse. How about this? Oliver Ames scoring 2 in the top of the 9th in extra innings to take a 3-1 lead. Ball 2. Fouled off, 2-1. .82 degrees and sunny here in Tingsboro, although there's been a threat of rains that goes down and in, skips away from the catcher and up to third on the pass ball goes Kelly. And now the infield is going to have a conference here. Scott Searle's going to take this conference to have a word with Lepler. Double and a pass ball, the tying run 90 feet away for the Red Raiders. Boja comes set. The pitch, high for ball 4. That puts the double play in order, though. That could get Boja and the Gryphons out of the inning. Boja, not just a baseball star, but also a star in the Greater Lowell cross country and basketball teams. So we've had a double, a strikeout, pass ball, and a walk this inning. We have runners on the corners, 1 out, and Zach McGuire, the senior right fielder for the Red Raiders, up to bat. Lefty against lefty here. The pitch is low for ball 1. Boja needs a double play ball here. Runner being held on at first, throw back to first, and Lepler is back standing. Popped up on the infield. Boja makes the catch, 2 down. So it'll be up to Pat Cohen, the DH. Wearing Jackie Robinson's number 42, the senior. Ball 1. Close pitch, but Boja didn't get the call. Popped up again into foul territory, and it will be caught by the third baseman. Blades makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. After 1.5, still 1-0 Gryphons. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel.
She came back. She's actually here now. No, she lives there. She's here right now. Yeah. They lived here for freaking 10 years, 15, 16, 14 years. It's funny though, even who we were talking about.
It's not
No,
that
that's a
hard.
normal
It's literally No, you didn't.
That's not
Go, Stein! Here we go, Riley! Let's go, 1-2. Go, Stein! Go, 1-2. Come on, Riley! Let's go, 1-2.
Check swing. Riley Stice went around, and on 3 pitches, he is retired. Second strikeout for McSorley. 1 down, and that'll... 1 down, that brings up Matt Gaudette, the designated hitter. And Gaudette comes up empty for strike 1. Low for ball 1 to even the count. One and two the count to Gaudette, and he comes up empty. So back-to-back Ks to lead off the bottom of the second for McSorley. 2 up, 2 down, and that brings up Ben Bardzik, the right fielder. Bardzik settling in from the right side and takes strike one. Won't be an immaculate inning with that one ball, but McSorley ahead of another batter, 0-2. Looking to pick up his 4th strikeout in the first 2 innings. The 0-2. That skips to the plate, and it's 1-2. Middle infielder's back here, the pitch. Low for ball 2. Now we have time called as Crovo had to adjust his knee savers. Bardzik back in the box, hoping to keep the line moving for Ryan Hickey, who's on deck. And that'll be ball 3. So from 0-2 to 3-2. Bardzik putting up a little bit of a fight here. McSorley. He winds and delivers the payoff pitch. Popped up, foul and out of play. Payoff pitch one more time. Runs inside, ball 4. Tried to jam him with the 2-seamer and ran too far inside. Second walk issued by McSorley, and that'll bring up Ryan Hickey, the center fielder. High for ball 1. Swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch, 1-1. Popped up, foul. And once again, McSorley ahead of another hitter, 1-2, but last time's ahead of Bardzik, 0-2, and ended up walking him. High for ball 2 to even the count. Saugus ahead of Bishop Fenwick 4-0 in their baseball tournament game. That's pop foul and out of play again. Marblehead ahead of Woburn 3-2 after 3. Outside ball 3, throw back to first, and back standing is Bardzik. So Bardzik will be off with this pitch. Inside, ball 4. So back-to-back 2-out walks to batters that McSorley was ahead of, 0-2 and 1-2. And the lineup turns over for Eric Arosis, who walked leading off the bottom of the first. This is lined into left field, and this will be down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Bardzik, and now he has to hold up as the throw gets back into the infield quickly, so the bases are loaded. So Jake Trzynski with the bases loaded and 2 out. Fouled off. That pitch was high. Ball 1. There's rain in the forecast for later tonight. And right now, as that is in there for strike 2, right now the Lennox and Mount Everett baseball game is being delayed by rain, so you know it's on its way. 1-2 the count, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A big strikeout for McSorley. He gets 3 strikeouts in the inning and leaves the bases loaded. After 2 complete, still 1-0 Greater Lowell. This is MIAA Baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order.
Max. Here.
Thanks.
I've been here, I was watching, I just didn't see you.
Let's go, defense!
So the Gryphons miss a chance to pad their lead. They still lead 1-0 after 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left for Melrose. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 4 left for Greater Lowell as we go to the top of the third with the 9-1-2 hitters due up: Nickerson, McDonough, and Morrissey. And Nickerson tries to bunt his way on, pops it foul, and it lands for strike 1. Strike 2 as the wind begins to pick up a little bit. Sails a little high for ball 1. 1-0 our score in the top of the third. Lone run coming on a 2-out, 3-2 pitch RBI single by Cole Blades. That's fouled over towards Scott Searles in the third base coach's box. Still 1-2 to Nickerson. And Nickerson just barely fouls that one off to stay alive. Speaking of Scott Searles, talking to him before the game, and he doesn't like having to play the Friday night away game at Lexington, and complicates things even further. He's got a 1-year-old now, so congratulations to the Searles family as this is nubbed down the first baseline. It'll be fielded by the first baseman, Stice. It'll step on the bag for out number 1. So the lineup turns over for Matt McDonough, who grounded out back to the pitcher, Boja, his first time up, leading off the ball game. And that hit him. Tying run reaches first for the Red Raiders. And that brings up Matt Morrissey, who flew out to left his first time up, with Trzynski making a fine running catch. Outside for ball 1. I don't know if you noticed that at first base, McDonough kind of bluffed going to first ever very subtly, trying to draw a throw or maybe even a balk after drew the through there, hoping to draw a balk off of Boja, and he kind of moves his left arm up as if he's dabbing to bluff the first move towards second. One of the few times where dabbing is encouraged. This will be a throw over to first, and back safely is McDonough. Morrissey, even in the count, 1-1. Runner goes, the pitch is grounded to the left side, and that'll be fielded by the shortstop, Erosis, and it is not in time. It's an infield single for Morrissey. First and second, 1 out. So Liam Crovo, another opportunity for the Red Raiders with runners in scoring position and 1 out. Strike 1 to Crovo. Chelmsford and Boston Latin tied 2-2 after 4. High for ball 1. Central Catholic leading Medford 8-0 in the 6th. Up and away, 2-1. Whitman Hansen leading Westwood 3-2. This is driven deep to right center field, and this will get down all the way to the wall. Batters had a hard time getting a read on that one, so only 1 run's gonna score. Was hit deep enough to maybe plate both runs, but the Red Raiders will take the 1 on the double by Liam Crovo, and we are tied at 1. And up to third goes Morrissey. In there for strike one to Harry Kelly, who led off last inning with a double but was stranded at third. Base hit, all it takes to give Melrose the lead here. One and one. Oh, beautiful breaking ball there. Had him way out in front. They just had a very late drop. And it is 1-2. Second and third, one out. Tying run, go-ahead run rather, 90 feet away for the Red Raiders. And a swing and a miss. 2 down as Boja picks up his second strikeout. And that'll bring up Cam Gorman, who was the first strikeout victim in the second. Outside for ball one. Morrissey at third, Crovo at second. Crovo with the RBI double. An excuse me swing in front of the plate, but it goes foul. And that'll even the count at 1. Boja comes set, 1-1 the count. The pitch, swing and a miss. Change up. Hit batsman a single and a double. As that misses for ball two, 2-2. Ground out to first, led off this inning for Nickerson. Now Gorman, the sixth batter of the inning. Just missed, full count. Runners won't be running, of course, since they're at second and third. The payoff pitch. Here it is. Called third strike. Boja works out of trouble. Just the one run allowed, but we are tied at 1 after 2.5. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is tomorrow night at 7:40 p.m. when the Lexington Blue Sox visit the Malden Mad Dogs. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. that tongue. Look at that tongue. Can you wrap your tongue all the way around your snooter? Sorry, folks. There's a dog here. We're just having a little bit of dog worship. Sorry. All right, Jeremy Gray to lead things off here on the bottom of the third. 3, 4, and 5. Heart of the order due up for the Gryphons as they try to get the lead back against McSorley and Melrose. As this is dribbled down the third baseline, will be fielded by Lepler and on to first for the first out of the inning on one pitch. Action warming right now for Melrose, for Greater Lowell, rather, Ben Bardzik getting loose behind the Gryphons dugout. Cole Blades, who gave the Gryphons the lead in the first inning, and that is caught. Wow! Reaching up and snagging that one with the sun in his eyes, Gorman. 2 pitches, 2 outs. Another hard hit ball by Blades. Brian Boja, I have a feeling, is going to be taking at least one pitch here. And he does it, it's ball 1. 2 pitches, 2 outs to begin the inning for McSorley. Would love a shutdown inning after the Red Raiders tied it in the top half of this third inning. That's in there for strike 1. Evens the count at 1. Ball 2, 2-1. Zavarian leading Silver Lake in baseball, 3-0 in the top of the fourth. Ball 3. So from 2 pitches, 2 outs to behind the number 5 hitter, 3-1. Popped up foul, and that'll fill the count. Riley Stice on deck if we get that far. The payoff pitch. Called third strike. That's not the first time Boja has been rung up on a strike, on a pitch that was very inside, but it's strikeout number 5 for McSorley, and the Gryphons go 1, 2, 3. After 3 complete, tied at 1. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Gryphons. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left for the Red Raiders as we begin the top of the 4th with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up, Lepler, McGuire, and Cohen. Lepler drew a walk his first time up in the first. This is likely Brian Boja's last inning of work as this is down low for ball 1, and Lepler is ahead in the count 1-0. Talking to Mark White, the AD here at Greater Lowell, as this is driven into center field. Back goes the center fielder, reaches up, and making the catch is Hickey for out number 1. I was talking to Mark White before between innings, and just mentioned to him the weather right now in the Berkshires. I mentioned the Lennox and Mount Greylock game, whatever it was, where it was raining and forced the game to stop. Hopefully it'll hold off, as that's in there for strike 1 to Zach McGuire. Worst of it is going to be south of here, where I live, Worcester. Just we'll be fine as long as this doesn't go to 11 innings like it did the other day against Salem. 2-1 the count. Three and 1. Pat Cohen, the DH, on deck. Fastball fired in there to fill the count at 3-2. Payoff pitch to McGuire. Here it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 4 for Boja. 2 up, 2 down for Pat Cohen. Cohen popped up to the third baseman Blades in foul territory to end the first Melrose threat when they had first and third, 1 out in the top of the second. Now, Boja will disengage from the rubber. Want to reset. Comes set. And the pitch. Floater, check swing, strike 1. Gloucester and Danvers scoreless in softball in the 4th. High for ball 1. Swing and a miss. They just cannot time that changeup. 1-2. St. Mary's leading Drake and boys lacrosse 1-0 with 2:33 to play in the first. Called third strike. Boja with 2 strikeouts in each of the last 2 innings. He's got 5 on the game. And let's see if the Gryphons can give him some offense. 3.5 complete. We're halfway home. It is still 1-1 between number 11 Melrose and number 3 Greater Lowell. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Gryphons here in the bottom of the fourth. Riley Stice, Matt Gaudette, and Ben Bardzik. First pitch to Stice from McSorley is fouled off for strike one. Stice is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Belmont and St. Mary's, which the winner of that game will face the winner of this game, scoreless in the fifth. And a great play by Nickerson, losing his hat in the process of fielding that one for out number one. Here is Matt Gaudette. He struck out swinging his first time up. And that is at the knees for strike one. Both pitchers with 5 strikeouts thus far. Gaudette gets a bunt down in front of the plate. This is a pretty good one, and oh, it's a foul ball. It's a foul ball as Crovo swiped it foul along the first base line. So strike 2. Gaudette placed it almost perfectly. And then a great play by Crovo to save the at-bat and give McSorley another chance to get his man out. That's high for ball one. Little number down the third baseline. This is another tough play, and safe at first is Gaudette. So that puts the go-ahead run at first for the number 8 hitter, Bardzik. Bardzik walked and was stranded at third his last time up, as that sails high for ball one. Good job by Crovo to prevent that one from going to the backstop. So Bardzik with just the third hit through the first 3+ innings for the Gryphons. In there for strike one to even the count. Medway and Dover Sherborne leading Medway 9-4 at the half in boys lacrosse. Runner takes off, and that's going to be a balk. Or was time called? Is time called, or is that going to be a balk? That's a balk. So actually they choose to ignore the balk. So they choose to ignore the balk. It's a stolen base. And this is blooped down the right field line. Fair ball. Takes a turn on the right fielder, McGuire. Go-ahead run scores. Into second with a double is Bardzik. It is 2-1. So Ryan Hickey, the number 9 hitter, walked his first time up. And he laces this one into right field, and that will get down for a base hit. Throw back to third. Out! Bardzik took too hard of a turn at third, and he is rung up 9-6-5. So instead of first and third, 1 out, it is runner on first, 2 out. A big insurance run shot down on the bases. And that is strike 1 to the leadoff hitter, Eric Arosis. Arosis is 1 for 1 with a walk and a single. So that could be a big run taken off the board. Throw back to first and back safely is Hickey. Fouled off, and it's 1-2. 3 hits in the inning, but only 1 run is scored. Two outs. Ball 2. Melrose fans and the bench wanted strike 3, but Arosis stays alive as he spits on that one down and away. 2-2 the count. Hickey at first. Runner takes off. The pitch is fouled off. Only 2-2. So the hit and run was on that pitch. Two down. Greater Lowell leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and the inning is over. The Gryphons reclaim the lead with 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. And after 4 complete, Greater Lowell 2, Melrose 1. This is MIAA Baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. What's up?
Hey, you have rosters?
I do, actually.
Can I take a photo?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to do color? Matt Langone. Oh, come on. You do it for UMass Lowell, man. But then again, you're not writing at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah.
Exactly. How's things going? Good?
Doing all right. You really should have a mic on so that people can hear this banter. Yep. Dennis, I asked Dennis if he wanted me to do this game. They told me you were going to be here, and I didn't see you in the bleachers. Like, where is this guy?
Down there in the sun. I should go in the bleachers.
Yeah, you should, or at least behind home plate.
I'll hang here.
Too late now. Matt Langoni, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, watch your lips. Mark White's the one who had to watch his lips. All right, so Brian Boja is going to stay out there for the 5th. And Kevin Nickerson, who led off the 3rd when the Red Raiders came back to tie the game, will lead things off here in the top of the 5th. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left for Melrose. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 5 left. For Greater Lowell. Nickerson to lead things off. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out to first. Pitch sails way outside for ball 1. Boja has retired the last 5 in a row, 4 of which by strikeout. High for ball 2. In there for strike 1. And Boja back at the count at 2-1. Top of the 5th. Winner to face the winner of Belmont and St. Mary's Lynn in the semifinals later this week, with the sectional finals Saturday. Nickerson fouls that one off, and it's 2-2. It's 5 in a row retired after the RBI double by Liam Corvo didn't give Melrose lead, tied the game for Melrose. Up and away, full count. And with that double, Melrose was threatening to take the lead with 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. But it was back-to-back strikeouts by Boja. And this is lined up the middle through the second baseman, Lagasse, for a base hit. So that ends the 5 in a row retired streak. Tying run aboard to lead off the top of the 5th. And Dave McLaughlin's coming out, and I believe this is going to be a pitching change. Yep. Brian Boja, 4+ innings, responsible for the runner on first. Nickerson, and we have a pitching change. Looks like we're going to have a couple of changes. Jeff Springer's coming out. So is see what the shuffle gives us. It was Bardzik who was warming earlier. Yep, so it's going to be Bardzik coming onto the mound and Springer going to right. Now Boja's coming out with a new glove. So Bardzik on the mound, Springer in right.
Springer going to right for Stiles.
Okay.
Batting for Stiles.
And Boja at first?
Bosia is going to first.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll have Bardzik going from right to the mound. Boja will go from the mound to first. Stice is out of the game, and in Stice's spot in the batting order will be Jeff Springer. sure Matt Langone is going to come over and just look at the substitutions off my sheet. So, Matt McDonough will be the first assignment for Bardzik. Strike one. McDonough is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and scored his last time up. Runner goes, the pitch is a bunt down the third base line, and it is a foul ball as Gray let it roll foul. Similar play to what Crovo did earlier, and it is 0-2. 0-2 the count to McDonough, with Matt Morrissey on deck. Throw over to first, and back safely is Nickerson. Two on our score here in the top of the fifth. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the fourth for Greater Lowell, 1 run in the third for Melrose. This is grounded to the left side, fielded there by the throw. No, it's booted! It's booted into left center. So an E6 puts the tying run in scoring position. Still nobody out in the inning. Matt Morrissey, 1 for 2 with a single, looking down to Scott Searles in the third base coach's box for the signs. Very reasonably bunt here with the number 2 hitter. Infield not playing for the bunt, it's popped up foul. So a single and an E6 this inning, have runners at first and second. Nobody out. Third baseman Blades not respecting the bunt here. He's playing behind the bag. And he bunts it again and fouls it off. So now the bunt will definitely be off here. Oh, and 2 the count to Morrissey. And now time is called. Nickerson at second, McDonough at first. Could have had a 6-4-3 double play that would have had the bases empty. 2 out instead, 2 runners on, nobody out. Low for ball 1, runners do not advance. Bardzik still ahead in the count, 1-2. First error of the ball game on the Gryphons just now. This is nubbed foul at the dish. Remains 1-2. Bardzik comes set. Slide step. Down and away, 2-2. Runners take their lead at first and second. The pitch. Ball 3. From 0-2 to 3-2 with the number 3 hitter, Crovo, who has the lone RBI for Melrose on deck. Driven down the left field line, but that will get foul. Three and two the count. The pitch to Morrissey. Lined up the middle. Through for a base hit. Being waved around third is Nickerson. Tie game. That closes the book on Boja, and now it's all Bardzik's responsibility. Crovo, 1 for 2 with a double. And he grounds this one up the middle, fielded by the second baseman, Legastus, shortstop for one, on the first double play, and now they might have the runner rung up at third, but he gets back in time. And I don't know what the first baseman, Boja, is doing, but that was only the second out. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Go ahead run at third now. 2 down for Harry Kelly. Low for ball 1. Kelly is 1 for 2 with a double. The run that Nickerson scored will be unearned, and now they're going to put Kelly on with the intentional walk. So Cam Gorman, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Inside for ball 1. Strike 1 to even the count. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, 1 run home here in the top of the 5th for Melrose. This is popped up. Into center field, Hickey makes the catch. The tying run scores, but the go-ahead run is left at third. After 4.5, 2-2, this is MIAA baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. Let's see if we can get some more scores for you in MIAA tournament action. Winchester leading Melrose 4-1 in boys lacrosse after 1. Westwood defeats Whitman Hanson 4-3 in baseball. Austin Prep leading Northeast 12-0 in softball. And Duxbury leading Franklin 5-3 in boys lacrosse at halftime. Billerica leading Marblehead in boys lacrosse 8-4. So here we go to the bottom of the 5th. Jake Trzynski to lead things off. And he comes up empty. Well, he barely fouls it off anyways for strike 1. Trzynski 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It is still McSorley on the mound for Melrose. And this is right back to McSorley, who will flip on to first for the first out of the inning. So Trzynski is 0 for 3 in the number 2 slot, and that brings up Jeremy Gray, the catcher. Gray scored the first run of the ball game back in the bottom of the first after reaching on a fielder's choice, and then grounded out to third, leading off the third. Two runs, 5 hits, 1 error, 5 left for Greater Lowell. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, as this is popped up over towards the bleachers. And this will be in the bleachers and out of play. Two runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 6 left for Melrose. That's low for ball 1 to even the count at 1. Well, St. Mary's and Belmont, the other quarterfinal on this half of the bracket, scoreless after 7 going to extras. Of course, here we are in the bottom of the 5th, tied at 2. And we're only... Of course, St. Mary's and Belmont rolling right along it with no runs scored. Norton defeats Falmouth in softball 6-0. Hudson beats Assabet Valley in baseball 7-3. to the Central Mass semifinals on Wednesday. Scooped up by the third baseman Lepler on to first, 2 down. Some fantastic leather work there by Lepler and also by McSorley this inning. And now Cole Blades. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Strike 1. In the top of the 6th, the Red Raiders will have the 6, 7, 8 hitters due up. Lepler, McGuire, and Cohen. Cut and a miss at a high fastball, 0-2. Just missed for ball 1. Congratulations to Haley Rapaglia, who just led the number 22 seed Central Catholic Raiders to a 9-0 victory over number 3 Medford in the Division I North softball tournament. Again, that's 22-3 with a 9-0 no-hitter. And while we talk, Cole Blades goes down on strikes. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3, go the Gryphons. We go to the 6th, tied at 2. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast is tomorrow night at 7:40 p.m. when the Lexington Blue Sox visit the Malden Mad Dogs. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. Top of the 6th, 6, 7, and 8 due up for Melrose. Starting with Cole Lepler, who's 0 for 1 with a walk. Bardzik back to work. That runs up and in for ball 1. Gloucester and Pentucket baseball in the Division III North quarters just about set to get underway. This is laced to the left side and through for a base hit. Go ahead run aboard here in the top of the 6th for the Melrose Red Raiders. As Lepler picks up his first hit and he's aboard for the second time. And now let's see how they play it with Zach McGuire. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for Lepler. Scott. Scott, who is it? 3? Okay. So it looks like that is throw over to first. And so number 3, don't have a 3 on our roster for Melrose. We'll figure it out later. And here is Zach McGuire. He's going to bunt, offers at it, throw down to second. They got him! What a shoot by Gray. So McGuire with an 0-1 count and 1 out, and the base is empty. High for ball 1 to even the count. Swing and a miss, kind of a flat-footed swing there by McGuire, and he's behind 1 and 2. Bardzik winds and delivers. Popped up. Second baseman Lagasse calling for it, 2 down. That'll bring up Pat Coe in the DH. And Cohen takes strike 1. McGuire now 0 for 3. Cohen also 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Just missed for ball 1. Bardzik not happy with that call. Little shoot to second, fielded by Lagasse, on to first. In time, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied at 2 between Melrose and Greater Lowell. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. McSorley back out there for the bottom of the 6th. And he will face Brian Boja, Jeff Springer, and Matt Gaudette as the Gryphons look to take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Boja is 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a strikeout looking. And he takes ball 1. Taunton beats Catholic Memorial in baseball 4-3. Low for ball 2. Drake leads St. Mary's Lynn 6-4 in girls lacrosse is into left field and down for a base hit. Boja aboard to lead off the 6th. So that'll bring Jeff Springer to the plate for his first at-bat of the ball game, and now we're going to have a pinch runner for Boja. And it's going to be Cody Peretti. And now Springer, who was thrust into the lineup with the pitching change in the 5th. Peretti at first. Gonna bunt, throw down to second is in time. Peretti hesitated between first and second as he saw the bunt was there, and he thought he didn't want to get doubled up at first in case it was popped up, but in that event, you might as well just keep going to second because you're too far off the bag anyway. But that's low for ball 1. 1-2 with 1 out now. So that wipes out the go-ahead run for Greater Lowell. And now Springer takes ball 2. Twice now, the Gryphons have had what would have been their 3rd run of the game wiped out on the bases. It happened to Bardzik in the 4th, and now it's happened to Peretti here in the 6th. Little nubber is down the first base line, and it will be a foul ball. Still a full count to Springer with Gaudette on deck. McSorley the pitch. Swing and no, he just fouled it off. Excuse me. I thought he didn't get that, but still a full count to Springer. After Stice went 0 for 2. Check swing. They'll appeal. Will they appeal? No swing. Ball 4. So the go-ahead run back on base for the Gryphons. Runner on first, 1 down for Matt Gaudette. Singled and scored his last time up in the 4th. And Gaudette pops this one up into foul ground, and this will land among the spectators. 0-1. Lepler gave it a run, but out of his reach. McSorley has a look at first. Another look. Now comes set. And the pitch popped up over behind us. And I took a bit more of a turn than I thought. It ends up behind the backstop. 0-2 the count to Gaudette. 1 for 2 with a run scored. 2-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Winner to the Division II North semifinals later this week. Ball 1. And that will be against the winner of the St. Mary's Greater Lowell, St. Mary's Belmont game, where St. Mary's have first and second with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th with no score. High for ball 2. St. Mary's the home team in that game. That game is at Fraser Field in Lynn. The pitch, fouled off. Had a caught stealing this inning when Peretti pinch ran for Boja and stumbled between first and second on a would-be bunt attempt and then got rung up. The 2-2. Fouled off. Norton will face Greater New Bedford in the Division II South softball semifinals on Wednesday. Greater New Bedford and Norton, that game in Taunton. Ball 3. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. Oh, were it not for that bunt, and around that caught stealing, we'd have bases loaded. Nobody out. Back-to-back walks. And here is Bardzik. Bardzik 1-for-1 with an RBI double. Low. Springer at second, Gaudette at first on back-to-back walks. Popped up, but into foul territory. Two and two the count. Fouled off. We approach the 2-hour mark of this ball game. 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth for the Gryphons, 1 in the third, 1 in the fifth for the Melrose Red Raiders. Swing and a miss. They'll throw back to first, and back safely is Gaudette, but there are 2 down now. With the go-ahead run in scoring position, as Bardzik is retired for the first time, and now Ryan Hickey, who's 1-for-1 with a walk and a single. Every Greater Lowell batter has reached base at least once, except for the number 2 hitter Trzynski, and that swung on and missed for strike 1. In the top of the 7th, it'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for Melrose: Nickerson, McDonough, and Morrissey. Check swing, that's low. Runs inside, 2-1. Leicester defeats Auburn in the Division II softball semifinal central, 3-2. Now went in extra innings. Runs inside, and that's ball 4. And now the bases are loaded. 3 walks in the inning issued by McSorley. Crova out to have a word with his pitcher. And Eric Erosis, 1 for 2 with a walk, a single, and a strikeout. Hoping to come through with a big base hit right here. With the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and now Scott Searles is going to come out to the mound. Action warming right now for Melrose. The left-hander, Colby Moss. Low for ball 1. Bases filled with Gryphons. Springer at third, Gaudette at second, Hickey at first. All 3 of them reach via walks. Popped up. This is going to get into foul territory, and it will be caught by the third baseman, Lepler, for the out that retires the side. The Gryphons leave the bases loaded for the second time. We go to the top of the 7th, still tied at 2. This is MIAA softball on LSP. On LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games, rates start just $100 per game. Also ask LSP about streaming your next gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, school play, meeting, or other event. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Two runs, 6 hits, no errors, and 6 left for Melrose. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 8 left for Greater Lowell. As we go to the top of the 7th with Kevin Nickerson to lead things off. Nickerson scored the tying run his last time up in the 5th. Bardzik still on the mound. And he gets strike 1 in there. Ball 1. Nickerson takes low, ball 2, 2-1. Ball 3. We are just past the 2-hour mark in this ball game. We started at 4:13. It's now 6:14. Popped up. Fouling out of play, and that'll fill the count. Three-two to Nickerson. Here it is. Grounder foul. Ball 4. Go ahead run aboard to lead off the top of the 7th. Matt McDonough, 0 for 2. Reached on an error his last time up. Takes ball 1. McDonough has grounded out to the pitcher, been hit by a pitch and scored, and reached on an error. Throw over to first. And back safely is Nickerson. Long look at first by Bardzik. The pitch. 1-1. Throw over to first. They may have him picked off. The throw to second. They got him. So McDonough with a 1-1 count, 1 out, and the base is empty. Another run taken off the bases. It's the second caught stealing of the game for the Greater Lowell defense. After they've had 1 caught stealing and 1 runner thrown out on the bases after, as that is ball 2. And that was when Bardzik overran third base on the single by Hickey. 2-2 the count, 1 out. Bardzik delivers. Just barely fouled it off. It was Boja on 3 days rest for the first 4+. It's been Bardzik since. Boja is now playing at first. The 2-2 once again. Lined into right field for a base hit. So McDonough replaces Nickerson. McDonough's first hit of the ball game, the 3rd time he's been on base. Now Morrissey. 2 for 3 with an RBI single. He You need more than a single to bring home the runner here. Fouled off, and that got a chunk of the umpire. Strike two, 0-2. Liam Crovo on deck. He has the other RBI. Throw over to first. Back safely is McDonough, but more importantly, the throw was not thrown into foul territory by Bardzik as he nearly pulled Boja off the bag. Bardzik comes set, and the pitch. Ball one. Popped up. Let's stay in play. Off the fence. Morrissey hanging in there at 1-2. One out. Nickerson led off the inning with a walk, but was caught stealing. Picked off 1 to 3 to 6. McDonough got a single to right. This is into right field. Coming in is Springer. He makes the catch, and there are 2 down. And now Liam Crovo. 1 for 3 with an RBI double. More action. Actually, it's the same pitcher warming in the Melrose bullpen. Colby Moss, he may be coming in next inning. This is up the middle, fielded by the shortstop onto second. Lagasse for the out that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 1 run will do it for Greater Lowell. Tied at 2. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. You can follow LSP on the web at localsportsproductions.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring LSP37, Snapchat LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. So we know who the winner of this game will face in the semifinals. It's going to be St. Mary's, as Coriolet scored on a passed ball in extra innings to give the Spartans a 1-0 win over Belmont. A walk-off passed ball. How about that? So the winner gets the Spartans later this week. And the new pitcher for Melrose is the left-hander, the junior, Colby Moss. Takes over for McSorley, who pitched 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits, while striking out 7. Sorley got out of a couple of really tough jams, including 2 bases loaded jams. Mindset here for every Gryphons batter is just get on base. Jake Trzynski is the only Gryphons batter who hasn't done that yet. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, but he's got a new pitcher to face here, and he takes ball 1. Low for ball 2. Forces him to throw one over, and he does. It's 2-1. Trzynski, Gray, and Blades. This is up the middle. It's fielded by the shortstop. It's bobbled onto first. Not in time. Trzynski reaches for the first time. Here is Jeremy Gray. He scored the first run of the ball game all the way back in the first. Trzynski absolutely cannot get caught stealing here. Bunt, foul for strike 1. Gray is 0 for 3, reached on a fielder's choice before he scored that first run of the ball game. He's had 2 groundouts to third since. Into right center field, and this will be caught by the center fielder McDonough for out number 1. Back to first goes Trzynski, and Gray is now 0 for 4. That'll bring up Cole Blades, 1 for 3 with an RBI single. Low for ball 1 to Blades. Fouled off to even the count. Winning run at first base. The Gryphons have had plenty of opportunities to pad this lead, but they've left the bases loaded twice and had a run thrown out at third after Bardzik overran third base on a single. Ball 2. Ball 3. Brian Boja on deck. This is grounded to the right side, through for a base hit. Trzynski moves up to second. Winning run in scoring position for Brian Boja. Boja 1 for 3 with a single. Pitched 7 innings on Thursday against Salem. And that 11-inning marathon, and then pitched 4 innings today. And he comes up empty, trying to win it with one swing for strike 1. Lefty against lefty here. Got that very inviting right field foul pole there. Strike 2 to Boja. Trzynski at second, representing the winning run. Blades at first. Moss comes set, the pitch. This is a blooper down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Trzynski, the throw to the plate. In time. But on the play, the runners move up to second and third. I didn't think that was hit nearly hard enough for Trzynski to even think about scoring, but they sent him anyway. So Jeff Springer, with the winning run now 90 feet away, takes ball 1. It trickles away from the catcher, Crovo, but not nearly far enough for Blades to advance. So another run cut down on the bases for the Gryphons. And now Moss will step off. Blades at third, Boja at second. Popped up and foul and out of play for strike 1. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're pitching to Springer here. Could load the bases and set up the force at any base with Gaudette. Strike 2. Springer walked his first time up, coming in for Riley Stice's slot. And now Springer will step out. Can Springer come through, or are we headed for bonus baseball? The 1-2. Swing, no, it's fouled off. Springer stays alive at 1-2. Moss comes set. The pitch, popped foul. That would have been ball 2. High for ball 2. Two on, 2 out, 2-2 the count, 2-2 the score. Winning run 90 feet away for the Gryphons. Popped up! And that is not caught. It is not caught despite the sliding effort of the first baseman, Kelly. So Springer gets a reprieve, still 2-2. Two very close foul balls in this at-bat. One that Springer just barely made contact with at the dish, and then that one where Kelly nearly robbed him. 2-2 again. Into right field, and this will be caught by the right fielder, McGuire. We are going to extras. Two after 7. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD copy of most past LSP video broadcasts or one of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie and the Never Concede Collection. Visit localsportsproductions.com/store after the game to place your order. Brandon McSorley, the starter from Melrose, went 6 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 walks, but just 2 runs, and struck out 7. And Bardzik back out there for the top of the 8th against the middle third of the order for the Red Raiders, Kelly, Gorman, and Lepler. Kelly is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk, sandwiched around a strikeout. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Gryphons have now left 10 men on base. 1-2. Ball 2. That just barely missed. That skips to the plate, full count. From 0-2 to 3-2. Bonus baseball here in Tingsboro. Grounder to the left side, fielded by the shortstop, and on to first for out number 1. So the cleanup man is retired 6-3, and that'll bring up the left fielder Cam Gorman, who has not reached today. 2 strikeouts and a fly out to center. Two and one as that dips below the knees. Nobody warming right now for Greater Lowell. Big cut and a miss, 2-2. Gorman needs to find a way on base. Get some confidence underneath him. He doesn't want to go 0 for 4. Called third strike. Gorman gets the hat trick. He's 0 for 4. And now Cole Lepler, who's made a couple of fine plays defensively to keep Greater Lowell from getting another run across. 1 for 2 with a walk. Haven't had a run scored since the 5th. And Lepler takes high, ball 1. In the bottom half of the 8th, the Gryphons will have the bottom third of the order due up Gaudette, Bardzik, and Hickey, who have actually been very good at the bottom of the lineup today. This is popped up, foul, and out of play to even the count at 1. Because Gaudette is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and a run scored. Bardzik's got a double and a walk, and Hickey's been aboard all 3 times. Ball 2, 2-1 to Lepler. Popped foul into the woods. 2-2. Lepler trying to keep the line moving for Zach McGuire, who's on deck. Popped up into foul ground. Boja giving chase. It'll bang off the fence. Lepler laces this one down the third baseline, but foul.
Leave it straight. Hey.
Medway defeats Diamond, the number 2 seed in the South bracket, 7-0. 4-hit shutout by Pratt. Still 2-2 the count to Lepler, who grounds this one to the left side. Diving stop by the third baseman Blades. On to first for the out. Blades with the play of his life. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, another chance for the Gryphons to win it. 2-2. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. LSP's next broadcast. Yeah, this is the right one. LSP's next broadcast. Wait, is it? Yeah. LSP's next broadcast tomorrow night at 7:40 p.m. when the Lexington Blue Sox visit the Malden Mad Dogs. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. Two 2-0 the count to Matt Gaudet as we begin the bottom of the 8th. 3-0. Gaudet trying to work his way aboard via the walk for the second time. And he will. And once again, the leadoff man reaches, representing the winning run for Greater Lowell. Bardzik looking into the dugout for what's going to happen. Very possible a bunt. Charging in the third baseman. Throw back to first, and back safely is Gaudet on ball 1. Ball 2, throw back to first. Back safely is Gaudet. And now Scott Searles and Crovo going out to have a word with Moss. Lepler's going to join this conversation too. Two 2-0 the count. Bardzik with a hitter's count. Could swing the bat here. Ball skips to the backstop. And the winning run now in scoring position on the wild pitch. Three and 0 the count. Would he still bunt here? He's squaring. Strike one. Gets the bunt down, but pops it up. Full count. Well, Bardzik's going to be swinging the bat now. Third baseman Lepler even with the bag. The pitch. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. That'll bring up Ryan Hickey. And could he bunt here? Offers at it, says the home plate umpire for strike one. Hickey, 2 walks and a single. Squares again. No advance by the runners as it skips to the plate. Ball 1. Loaded, skips to the backstop. Up to second and third. Go Bardzik and Gaudette. Winning run 90 feet away with nobody out. And now Hickey's going to be swinging the bat. Moss comes set the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Outside, ball 3. Full count. Ball 4, the bases are loaded. Bases loaded, nobody out, 3 straight walks. Eric Arosis just needs to get it into the outfield. And now Scott Searles is going to come out to the mound, and this is going to be a pitching change. I believe it's got to be, right? He already visited the mound, so, yep. Pitching change coming to you from Greater Old Tech and Tingsboro, Mass. Tied at 2 between the number 11 seed Melrose Red Raiders and the number 3 seed Greater Old Gryphons. This is MIAA baseball on LSP. The new pitcher for Melrose is going to be the right-handed throwing junior Brian Pelrine, P-E-L-R-I-N-E. And he has to deal with the bases loaded and nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. There is nowhere to put Arosis. Infield is going to come in. Arosis, all he has to do is get it into the outfield. Arosis 1 for 3, singled in the second. Takes strike 1. Gaudet at third, Bardzik at second, Hickey at first. Low for ball 1. This is lined into center field, and this will get caught! Caught by the center fielder, McDonough! One down. Gaudet straight off of third in case that dropped. It did not, and by the time he got back, it was too late to tag up and try and score. So now a ground ball could get Melrose out of the inning. Here's Jake Trzynski, who singled his last time up, his first hit of the ball game. And he takes strike 1. Trzynski singled, but then was thrown out trying to score the winning run last inning. Ball 1. Popped up. That'll get on top of the Melrose dugout and make it 1-2. Boy, that was a missile that Arosis hit, but it landed right in the glove of McDonough. And he whistled it into the infield to make sure Gaudet entertained no thought of scoring. High for ball 2. We've seen 3 walks and 2 wild pitches this inning that have loaded the bases. This is into left field. This is caught by the center fielder, McDonough. Here comes the winning run. He scores! Greater Lowell walks off. Greater Lowell walks off with the 3-2 victory in 8 innings on the sacrifice fly by Jake Trzynski, plating Matt Gaudet. Gaudet's going to be our player of the game with 3 walks, a single, and 2 runs scored. And the win goes to Ben Bardzik. The loss goes to Colby Moss. It was another missile to center field. McDonough made the catch, but this time it wasn't enough to freeze Gaudet. He went breakneck speed for home, sidestepped the catcher, Crovo, and the Greater Lowell Gryphons will advance to the Division II North semifinals, where they will face St. Mary's of Lynn, with the winner of that game going on to the sectional finals this Saturday. Time of the game, was 2 hours and 46 minutes. And the Greater Lowell Gryphons, we've been trying to get a baseball broadcast all year, all season. Rainouts and everything in between prevented us from doing that. And now, what a time to get the first baseball broadcast in of the season. So with that said, this has been a presentation of local sports production serving Greater Boston student athletes since 2011. Copyright 2019, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of local sports productions is strictly prohibited. LSP's next broadcast is tomorrow night at 7:40 p.m. when the Lexington Blue Sox visit the Malden Mad Dogs. Watch the game live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on the LSP YouTube channel, or buy a DVD of the game at the LSP store. And be sure to follow LSP on the web, localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/local, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, and Teespring, LSP37, Snapchat, LSP Media, and subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Greater Lowell Tech and Tingsboro, Mass. It is the Greater Lowell Gryphons 3 and the Melrose Red Raiders 2 in 8 innings. For Max Hooven on camera, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in.